just wonder what you would do if you came into my office and asked me for one piece of advice that would improve your recovery, and I answered, get yourself into a group. My guess is that you wouldn't want to go, and that's part of the problem. You see, isolation kills recovery, and I know what that's like. You know, in the beginning of my recovery, I didn't want to go to any meetings, especially meetings with other sex addicts, to talk about my sexual behavior. That made no sense to me back then, because ultimately I think I was afraid of people, because I grew up in a religious environment where I saw everybody as being perfect, except for me. And in my religion, we would get consequence for our poor behaviors, and if I got consequenced, then everybody would see that. In a way, it was kind of discreet, but they would still notice my consequences, and then they would ask me what I was doing, what I was doing wrong, and I wanted no one to know about it because I didn't want them to judge me. I was really afraid of that. As life went on, and I got married and my wife found out about my pornography addiction, the same mentality continued, and I didn't want to tell her because of the consequences. She'd be hurt, and then I would possibly get kicked out and lose my family. And so I came up with this ingenious plan, which was not to tell her until I was 3 to 6 months clean. And that didn't work very well because I couldn't get clean. And so I was hoping that if I could do that when I told her being clean, she wouldn't be as hurt, I wouldn't look as bad, nor would I get the severe or as severe of a punishment as I would if I was upfront. But actually what happened is that all backfired. She was more hurt, and my consequences were much more severe. So this is why I created Key Roots, because isolation just doesn't work, and we provide groups to help people in addiction meet other people who are in addiction, and we meet, they're real people, they have their real problems, they're really vulnerable, and they share their successes as well, which means that you won't be judged, and you can meet really good people that have real solutions to your problem. And one thought that I had about this word isolation is that I think it means doing the same thing that we've always done and hoping for different results, which is insanity. In my life, what recovery has been like is this internal battle between like the angel and the devil. And the angel's telling me not to act out, and the devil obviously is telling me to act out. And most of the time I would say the angel wins. But the problem with that is sex addiction is, at least in my life, has been or has had very severe consequences. And so if I win 9 out of 10 battles, that's pretty good, right? Under normal situations. But in sex addiction, that's not very good. I want 100% recovery, not 90% recovery, because when I act out, I really get in trouble. I feel terrible, and then my wife finds out she feels terrible, and my relationships are threatened, and it's just not worth acting out even once. And so I need to get out of my head, and the way that I've done that is by getting into recovery groups and making phone calls and talking about my problems and talking about the solutions. And the more that I do that, my internal thought processes change. It's no longer like the angel and the devil so much as it is reaching out to a real person and listening to what they have to say to me. And the more that I do that, I get out of the routine or the past routine behaviors that don't work, and I get into routine behaviors that do work, and the result is sobriety. So if you're not doing well in recovery and you can't get over your acting out, well, maybe it's time to reach out and do this together. And so if you're interested at all, you can just reach out to my website, look it up. It's www.keyroots.com, and the Key Roots is spelled KIRUTZ, and just fill out a contact form and reach out to me. I'll give you a call back, and you don't have to sign up for the group right away or for counseling. You can just talk to me and pick my brain and see what would be right for you.